This is a short video of my contemporary context, part 2, fashion textiles. Now here we can see this is a sketchbook, and for my fashion textiles I use the theme from the trend book Obsolete Time Machine. Now I was fortunate to discover locally a recycling plant that recycled machinery. So here we have taken lots of photographs, lots of ideas on colour and breaking down ideas combined with experimentation and creativity, and started to think about themes and colour trend. Again, the sketchbook is always kept raw, is always kept exciting, is always kept with note making, and potentially what I'd tried to do was take the idea of the obsolete time machine for fashion so that we were to generate and create printed textiles. Alongside this, I maintained keeping up with the drawing and wanted to produce some bold abstract imagery of colour, shapes, form, colour proportions, which was an important key from the trend book, from assignment 1. And this series of drawings just progressed one after the other, with collage, mixed media, and initial just stimulative ideas, combinations of photography work with shapes, form, and anything that I could try and resemble obsolete time machine. Now, continuing from there, I progressed on printing, and with printing, I think it's either successful or unsuccessful, but you just have to keep applying the skills of printing to achieve what you need to. What I did do was I translated my shapes from my drawings and my sketchbook with the combination of mixed media. Could have been screws, bolts, nuts that resembled parts of machinery, and then metallic colours were introduced, rustic raw colours were introduced, and the feeling of metal started to develop within these printed textiles. And as we can see, there is an array of print, some successful, some not so successful, but on the whole there is plenty to work with, which then, after a short period of time, this then enabled me to make a continuation onto some refined ideas in print, and to be a bit more considered and to start channeling my ideas for producing print and putting it into a context. Now, the context was going to be a printed garment of some description. As to what it would be was still undecided. So, taking these refined samples, I then started to look at the elements of scale and the scale of machinery. So this continued on to playing with various techniques with print, and what I did do is to play with large circular round pieces of calico fabric and make various suggestions of print for the obsolete time machine, which, as we can see, were very, very, very experimental. And on the whole, very, very successful. Now, what I will do as a secondary video, I am actually going to talk about these samples separately, going to describe them, going to discuss the scale, and going to discuss the critical analysis of the printed fabric samples for my Fashion Textiles obsolete time machine.